Okay.
And so I started coming, or the first time I came to Arnold's was in 2004, and I had asthma. And I remember Arnold mentioned that all I have to do to get rid of my asthma is adopt a raw food diet. And so at that point, I didn't go raw, but I went vegan, and it went away. It didn't, but it got dramatically better to the point where I didn't need to use medication to get rid of it. And by 2006, I went on a completely raw diet, and the asthma cleared up entirely. And it continued that way. I moved to Connecticut in 2009, and it continued until about 2012, where I started introducing cooked foods back into my diet. And I was still vegan, but I was eating a lot of rice dishes, a lot of potato dishes. And in about 6 months, the asthma recurred. And I remember I think I was fasting for a week, that it was just it was taking hold of my lungs. And at the end of the week, I checked myself into the hospital, and my lungs were 75% restricted.
Wow.
From what they initially were,
Wow.
or what they should have been.
Just from rice.
Just from rice, and I was eating completely vegan.
Wow. Rice and soy, or just rice?
I didn't eat a whole lot of soy. Maybe some soy. Towards the end, I was eating like some, I don't know, like bread products, but I even didn't eat those a ton. I did like cakes and stuff. I didn't eat a ton of those. It was a lot of rice is what it was, and white rice. Actually, it was weird. Brown rice, after going back, I always grew up eating brown rice, but then when I went back to eating cooked food, brown rice would give me acid reflux, so I avoided it. I ate white rice. And so it was, and so I went to the hospital, and they loaded me up on all these meds and stuff like that. I had prednisone and antibiotics, and I could breathe, but I almost felt worse than I did before I could breathe. And then I decided to go back to a raw food diet after that. And now I'm pretty much raw. I eat some cooked vegetables, but aside from that, there's certain things like I can't touch rice or get near that. It'll flare up my asthma.
Wow. And low rice.
And low what?
A little rice.
I don't know. I just don't mess with it.
You don't mess with it.
Yeah, I just don't mess with it. There are certain cooked foods that I feel like I can have. Some beans, I can have sometimes, not a lot. Cooked vegetables, I feel like I can have those, and that's pretty good. But aside from that, I really try to avoid the cooked food, especially the heavier stuff. So I've been, but I feel great. I'm 32 now. I started this path when I was like 21. And
you haven't aged a bit since that last. You actually look better, way better.
No, thanks.
You look way better. Way better? That's avocado salad?
So
That's good for her.
How do you like it?
Looks good.
So sure, yeah. I mean, I feel great. And it's interesting. I don't really feel like I'm much older physically.
Right.
I just feel like more time has gone by. But certainly, from my experience living this, and even things like weight management, eating this way, it's very easy to maintain your weight. As I get older, I see people around me
Did you make the pop-up lights reinforced?
having a more difficult time with that. But for me, it's really not that difficult at all. Whether I'm exercising a lot, whether I'm not exercising a lot, it really doesn't make a difference. It's a very manageable to maintain my weight, even as I get older. And yeah, any other questions, Arnold? Or
Asthma disappears on a raw vegan diet. If you do go vegan, it comes back.
that's what my experience has been.
Wow, that's pretty heavy duty.
Yeah.
You hear that? I think what holds true for asthma holds true for pretty much any disease out there. You change your diet, mostly has to be mostly fruit and vegetables. You mostly fruit?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, now this is actually a good point that you mentioned, because I feel like it's part of the key to my health, is I eat a high carbohydrate, low fat, low protein diet.
Wow.
The staple of my diet is bananas.
Bananas. Whoa.
I would say probably 75% of my
75% of diet is bananas.
caloric intake is bananas.
How many bananas is that a day?
It could be anywhere between, I don't know, like 15 to 30, something like that.
15 to 30 bananas a day. Sounds just like me.
Yeah, it
I'm
really
mostly
just
15, yeah.
it really just depends.
Wow.
But yeah, that's kind of the key because bananas are great.
Low fat, yeah, it's low in energy and digestion.
Yeah,
High calorie, high fruit, low
Yeah.
energy and digestion.
yeah, so I feel like that's been very helpful, and that's because whatever ease you can put it on your digestive system helps with your own body's healing.
What do your friends think of you, by the way?
That's a good question. Yeah, there's not too many people who are critical. Although, on the other end, I don't have a whole lot of vegan friends, or
Wow.
so I'm usually like, and they're pretty considerate, and I also like my diet is really not too high maintenance. As long as there's fruits and vegetables
Right.
around, I'm good.
You got to eat at all, by the way?
Yeah, I do.
Just eat
Arnold's Way when I come.
yeah.
Chipotle, and I do.
Yeah, Chipotle.
So I'll get a salad with, and what's cool is you can ask for double of
Double
certain
avocado,
items.
yeah.
So I'll get a salad and I'll get double mild salsa, double fajita veggies, double corn salsa, and some guacamole in there. And they're good. They'll change their gloves for you.
rice.
No rice, no beans.
No beans, wow.
Yeah. And it's for what it is, for a salad that's like under $8,
Yeah.
you get a pretty decent.
Wow.
Now for me, that's not a meal, that's a snack. So if I were going out, I'd probably eat before I went out and eat after, depending on what time it was. But or at least eat before. But it I feel it's sustaining. I don't feel. So when I was in college, I would always joke around about the struggle salad, where you would spend like all this money for this teeny salad in a restaurant,
Right.
and it was so discouraging.
Right,
But
yeah.
but there, that's like a pretty decent salad.
Yeah, you take corn, salsa,
Yeah,
guacamole, double guacamole.
yeah,
No rice, no beans.
yeah. Exactly. No rice, no beans.
Wow.
There, and then Olive Garden have their endless
Olive
salad,
Garden.
so I can take good advantage of that. You just get
Wow.
their house salad without croutons, without dressing,
Right.
no cheese, and and then you have your bottomless bowl.
Wow.
And I'll if I go
You
there,
bring avocado there, right?
yeah, you could bring your own avocado there. What I'll do sometimes is I'll just get marinara sauce on the side. I mean, I know that's not raw, but
Right.
but a little
best you can.
goes a long way.
Yeah.
It really makes it an enjoyable experience. So I'll do that sometimes as well. And I'm trying to think of where, and then it's just really whatever vegan restaurants are around.
Right.
Like I went to Seattle and explored vegan restaurants there, and they had some pretty sweet spots. I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything.
Right.
I mean, they had some good vegan spots there. So if we're going out, that's pretty much what I'll do. Then again, Whole Foods as well.
Whole Foods,
You know,
yeah.
you can definitely find something that's raw
Yeah.
there. And then there's always options for everybody there, because that's half the battle too. Because sometimes if you're hanging out with non-vegan people, they're turned off by going to a vegan restaurant.
Right.
Although the really good vegan places, anybody can like those. You don't have to be vegan to enjoy a really good vegan restaurant. And especially what I'm noticing is the vegan, and I don't eat this stuff, but the mock meat products
Right.
and the tofu, they're like getting a lot better. So
Right.
when I was in college, like 2005, 2006, they were good, but they didn't really taste like meat. They didn't, it definitely wasn't. Whereas now they have these like burgers that look like meat,
Wow.
and and they taste really good, or ice cream that tastes better than actual ice cream, which is really interesting. And it just wasn't like that, I don't know, 15 years ago. But it is now, and it's just helping veganism have a wider appeal. I think it's great.
Veganism's taking over. Anyway, live from Arnold's Way with Francesca. Super excited to be with them and share his story. Bye.